everybody. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm your host, the Incredible Sulk. I hope you guys are doing good. I got a haircut. Does it look good? Tell me it looks good. I'm very self-conscious. Please, just stoke my ego just a little bit. Please, I would really appreciate it. I'm very sensitive. Thanks for coming, you guys. It's a Monday, and I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope you guys had a lot of fun, relaxed, did smart things, made good decisions. You know how weekends are. They just keep coming, and they don't stop coming. Back to the rules. I don't know. That's a Smash Mouth reference, but it's been so long for me. It's been so long since I've listened to Smash Mouth on repeat over and over. Anyways, guys. Tonight we're going to be diving into the enigmatic figure known as David Icke. And I'm honestly kind of a fan. I like David Icke. I like the things he has to say. He loses a lot of people when he gets down the reptilian overlords kind of thing. A lot of people think he's being anti-Semitic. And there's a reason to think that. I mean, there's a good reason to think that, but you know, we're gonna dive on in. He's got a lot of other stuff to talk about, and a lot of it has to do with spirituality. And he sells out large, not stadiums, but like large theaters, and he charges quite a bit, and he makes a good living doing this. So he's not so crazy. He's not as crazy. I mean, he's crazy, right? And he's an alcoholic, almost certainly. But he's fun to listen to. Kind of like me. Only not successful. I'm not successful. He's plenty successful. I just need to say crazier things. That's the problem. I'm not saying crazy enough things. Should I say crazier things? I think that might be it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you for being part of the cult. I really appreciate it. Please do send your tithing. Buy a t-shirt if you would like. So despite what you've heard, I actually got his t-shirt. But I bought it, so that doesn't count. It is what it is. Anyways, get comfy. Get cozy. Get your spacesuit on, because we're going to be diving into reptilians and stuff. The moon being a base, probably. You being an internal creature and having a body. It's going to get weird. Or maybe it won't. We might talk about something completely different. You know how this all goes. It is not predictable. It is not predictable in the least bit. Anyways. Anywho. If you're working, keep working. And if you are driving, please drive safely and get home. Because I need you. I need you in my life. And, yeah. Thanks for coming again. It is a Monday. I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream. And, this is David Icke. At one of his, well, this lecture is called The End of a Schism. So, enjoy.
Okay. Breaking the spell. That's what it is, really. It's like a spell has been cast on the human mind to disconnect us from the full magnitude of who we are.
So buckle up. I mean, buckle up. It's going to be... He doesn't ease you into it. If you've never seen David Icke, he goes on tangents, but like very focused tangents, and anyways, it'll be fun. All right, let's let him cook a little bit. All
and
right?
Great news is the people in control of breaking that spell is us.
Okay,
not some external force, us. It's just a choice.
Not too many,
a choice.
That's okay.
We've had this schism energy, which has created this imbalance, it seems to me, more and more.
They can't hear me. People can't hear me. Is he saying things under this music? It's like he's one of those white movie clips. Hold on. Hold on.
This is from the full magnitude of who we are.
So buckle up. I mean, You guys are assholes. You guys are fucking assholes.
Has manifested
You guys
itself
are
out into
fucking
this reality,
assholes.
and it's made it more difficult for us to.
I don't even know why I keep falling for that. Maybe it's because I just don't know, right? Because I've seen the lights go on and I have been muted, right? I have the lights and all the things and like, because one day I was muted through like half the show, and like my lights were on. It was saying I was live and everything like that, and then people are like, "John, are you alive?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I thought I've been talking." No. Nope. No one heard me the entire time. I was muted the entire fucking show. So, this is my life. This is just my life now. So, thanks guys for taking advantage of, basically my kryptonite, which is falling for very stupid shit. I'm a rube, dude. I'm such a fucking idiot.
Remember who we are and the nature of who we are.
Audio is too loud, no jokes.
But we're now in a time,
There.
a wonderful time,
Is that better?
when balance is returning. As a result of the schism, we've gone from how we used to be, connected to all that is, and we've had this spell.
I'm not muted. I just need to turn it up a little. I don't know. I don't mess with the levels. I don't mess with the levels on my computer or anything. Maybe my kid gets in here and like messes with. I know my wife gets in here and like messes with the camera, because it's always like pointed like way over here. I always come in and it's like that. And I'm like, why is my camera like this? Why is my camera like this? And like, there's just little changes. There's little changes about my office, and I'm like, what the fuck happened here? Was it, see, like, this thing, I was like, it was on my audio, and I was all like, where'd the fuck this come from? Who has been in my office? Who is it? It was my wife. My wife was in my office, and she was pranking me with this, and I was all like, I will prank you with being grounded, young lady. I can't ground her, right? She has the keys and my like credit cards and stuff, but I can shake my fist at her.
Cast on the human mind.
That's it.
But now the schism is
It could
coming.
be the cat. It could be the cat. I mean, like she's right here, and it could be her. You never know. You never know.
To an end, and you can see that it's coming to an end in the mass awakening that's happening around the world now, where people are starting to wake up to things that they would never have even looked at before, and suddenly it's not becoming weird and bizarre anymore. It's becoming, hey, this feels right to me, because they're becoming more conscious and more aware of the full enormity of existence, and not the little me. What can I do?
David Icke was ahead of his time. He really was. I mean, like, if you listen to one of his lectures, which I cannot find on YouTube anymore. I found this one, but it was like, I used to be able to find a bunch of them. Like the full range, big 4-hour, 6-hour lectures. And I can't find them anymore. This is the only one I can find. It's only 90 minutes long. But you listen to him talk, he's ahead of his time. He was calling out bullshit way before other people on like Twitter were, right? Now what he was saying back then is a lot more mainstream now. Surprisingly, right? And so everyone, like 90% of the shit he says is pretty on point. And until you get to that like alien, lizard reptilian thing. However, he could be right about that. I'm not saying he's not right about that. He could be right. Right? There is this thing called the Cerulean hypothesis, right? Where once upon a time there was a super advanced civilization of reptilian aliens on the earth. This is a scientific hypothesis. Of course, there's no evidence for it, but it has been postulated. And he could be right. He could be right. And he says, like, the queen is an alien or a reptilian. Not aliens, because they're from Earth, right? They're from Earth. I think. I'm not exactly sure about like the origins of these reptilians, but he says they're real and they're in charge of the royal families. They are the royal families. They're the big movie stars. They just have skins that are not actually skins. They actually trick your mind into thinking they're human. Oh yeah, and the ADL hates him.
A box that people have been living in and encouraged to be living in.
Ric Flair says reptilians equals Jews. Yeah, that is what the ADL was saying. And the ADL was like, yeah, he says he's not talking about Jews, but then he's like, he goes on about like a race of bankers, and you know, the ADL is pretty positive he's talking about them. But he's like, no, I'm not. What are you guys talking about? He's all like, I don't know. It gets pretty funny.
The biggest box is fear. You know, this schism energy, because it's so imbalanced and disharmonious, one of the major ways that it manifests is fear. And when you become...
This is true. I mean, we are controlled by fear. I mean, look at COVID, right? Look at... Oh, am I going to get kicked off YouTube? I don't give a shit. Look at COVID, right? They spun up COVID to be like the worst disease in the history. Like it was the new Black Death, the new Spanish flu. But it was mostly just in the media, you know, on like Colbert and like, I don't know, where they had like dancing syringes. Get your shot, get a free cheeseburger or a free donut or something like that. Why are they trying to push these shots so much? Why indeed? Why indeed? There's a lot of people who say a lot of crazy stuff, and I was saying it long before, and I was like, do not get those shots. Do not get those shots. Do not get those shots. And here I am 5 years later, and I have not gotten a single shot. And I see a lot of people regretting getting shots. I see a lot of people continuing to getting shot. Like, why are you still wearing a mask? Why are you still wearing a mask? It's 2025, right? You would have been dead by now. I would have been dead by now. If you say you're alive because of the shots, I say I'm alive because I did not get the shots. And I'm right. I'm sorry, I am right. And you being alive is just by pure chance, right? Maybe it takes 10 years to actually kick in and take effect. I mean, that's what they did with HIV in the Congo, right? That was a weapon as well, right? It also spread through vaccines. This is a conspiracy show, all right? I talk about conspiracies. And yes, HIV was invented by someone, and it was spread through Central Africa through a vaccination program for polio, I believe it was. That's pretty clear to me. Now, what is that one that makes you bleed out your butt? Ebola. That also might be the same thing. It might be a very similar project. It could have come from a bat in a cave or something like that. Sure, of course. But so could have COVID. But we know that didn't happen. It came from a lab. So now you start second guessing all these things, right? Ebola, where it makes you bleed out your eyes and bleed out your asshole for like 10 days and then you die. I don't know. Are you sure you didn't make that one too? Are you sure you weren't just testing shit? It seems like you were.
More conscious, and one of the great ways to do it, because I'm not...
Christian says if you got the shot in 2020, you're full-blown gay by now. Well, you had it then too. You had it then. You just didn't know you had it. It hadn't, you just had bi. You were bi. But you didn't have sex with chicks. You were just having sex with guys. And you called yourself bi, but you were gay. You were gay then. Now you realize you're gay. I mean, it's June. We can say gay. Can't we say gay? We just can't say the big word, or else I'm gonna get thrown off YouTube. Nobody even watches me on YouTube. Let me look if anybody is watching me on YouTube. Nobody's watching me on Rumble. There's only 12 people here, but I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. You know, I do what I want. I'm going to look. Let's see. Or else I'm going to get, nope, nobody watching me. Here, I'll like my own video. Nobody watching me on YouTube. I understand that. That's fine. That's fine by me.
Sitting on a bloody cross-legged on a mountain saying, hey, I'm the guru. I'm going through this process as well. My own journey and what I'm putting out are absolutely parallel, and one is fundamentally connected to the other. So I'm going through this process as well. And what you find is...
I can say gay. I just can't say the word that Ric Flair said. I just can't say that, right? Because I think I already got a couple strikes on my channel anyway. And I'm trying to... Because Ardenshire has to go through and, like, censor it. And I'm trying to, like, make his job easier. I don't make his job easier. I don't. He makes all the thumbnails for this. Right? And all the reels and stuff. And some of those reels are pretty funny.
If you can,
some of them.
Get to a point. And
is Irish Serpent here? No, he never shows up because I gay bash him, right? I say he's a sinner and he's going to hell. And, you know, I just don't like gay people.
It's amazing. It sounds really difficult, but when you start doing
it is gay month. So I get to express my views about gay people, right? BMW puts a rainbow flag on their emblem. I can't say what I feel, right? You guys are in support. That's great. There's no reason for support unless there's an opposition. I will be the opposition, all right? I don't think you should be proud for having sex with men, especially willy-nilly as you do. God obviously isn't that pleased with you because he keeps killing you with AIDS. There you go. I wonder if there's some sort of filter I can put on my profile pic that says, I am against gay people. But there's not. They already took the rainbow. So maybe I'll ask Irish Serpent and he'll be like, he won't care.
It's not so difficult. If you get to a point where you can remove yourself and instead of being your thoughts, just observe your thoughts. You know, I'm always laughing at myself now. I'm thinking, oh God.
He's got a point there. You are not your thoughts. You are not your thought process. Your brain creates thoughts. You are not your brain. I know this is difficult to comprehend, but you are not your brain. Your brain is an organ of your body. It is not, in essence, you. It controls your motor functions. It has your thoughts and stuff. It controls your emotions, your heartbeat, other things like that. But it is simply an organ in your body. You, however, are not that. You can step outside of your thoughts and your emotions, and you can simply observe what's going on inside of your own head. So if you can do that, how is it that your thoughts are you? If you can step out of your thoughts and actually focus on your thoughts and then let them go by, this is what meditation is, by the way. Meditation is just focusing on your thoughts and not reacting to them, just watching them drift on by like, I don't know, logs on a river. You are something different. You are consciousness. You are a separate being. You are the third person controlling a video game character. So yeah, at least that's what I think. A lot of people don't have the power to actually think like that. You know? They can't like focus, they can't like observe their thoughts and let them pass on through. They're very much just at the beck and call of their emotions. Women, very much so. But us men, we don't have to do that, right? We can see a thought, we can see an emotion, and we can be like, well, I'm just not going to respond to that, right? A lot of people say that's unhealthy. That's locking it down. No, that's me being transcendent. That's me being above my physical form, right? This is my spirituality. I'm not closed down. I'm not festering a tumor in my brain or, you know, some sort of, what are those things in your stomach called? An ulcer. I'm not developing an ulcer just because I'm ignoring my gay son or something like that. I'm just watching the game. I am completely stepping outside of that. This is an ability men have that women can learn to control. It's just not common. And I've never seen it. But I assume they do. Are women people? I'm not sure.
The mind's off again. Look at it. And you observe it, and you observe the...
Amanda, are women people?
The reactions of the...
I ask because you're a woman.
Of the mind through thought to different situations. And
we are watching David Icke and talking about stuff.
It can be funny because it's basically stupid compared with consciousness. And when you do that, you start to observe your thoughts and you start to observe your emotions. Something very fundamental comes out of that.
It's okay to be Christian says, I'm a smart guy, but my thoughts are dumb. Are so dumb. Nope, that's not at all how it works. That's not at all how it... No, you can't. I mean... Okay, so you being a separate conscious entity, you are privy to all the knowledge in the universe. However, you cannot bring that into the brain because the brain is its own kind of object, right? You can't like bring knowledge from that realm into... All you can do is observe because that is what you are here to do. You're here to observe. You're not smart. You're not. So your brain can be an idiot, but your consciousness can be everlasting. It could be all expansive. It could have the answers to all the deep questions in the universe, but that doesn't really mean anything to your brain, right? And for you to even like try to query your consciousness into giving you answers, it doesn't make sense. All I'm saying is that your consciousness and your thought patterns are two different entities. What you think and what you observe, that's different. They're different. You can observe your own thought patterns, right? Which means you are not your own thought patterns.
Hold on a second. If I'm observing my thoughts and I'm observing my emotions, what's doing the observing? What's doing the observing?
Your sound is also really low, John. Damn near muted. Am I seriously? Am I a little hotter now? Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, hot, hot. I just don't know, man. I don't touch my shit. And, like, if you guys are fucking with me, then, like... Hot, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. But that doesn't really mean anything to your brain, right?
What's doing the observing?
Your sound is also really low, John. Damn, it's a little low. It sounds a little bit low. It sounds just a little bit low. Okay, is that better? I think that's better.
Observing consciousness, and like it's that line earlier in the day, something about an intellectual is. Someone whose mind is watching itself, basically. Well, as I said at the time, consciousness or a conscious person is someone whose consciousness is watching its mind and is aware.
I don't know how I mess with my... I don't know what's wrong with my sound. I don't know. Like, Jess. I don't know. I don't touch my sound. Is that better? I think that's better.
Observing consciousness or a conscious person is someone whose consciousness is watching its mind and is aware.
I don't know how I mess with my... I don't know what's wrong with my sound. I don't know. It sounds like, okay to me. Jess. I don't know. I it doesn't sound that bad. I don't touch my sound. Is that better? I think that's... Okay. I think that's fine. The Christian says, you are not your thoughts is the kind of thing you overhear at a gay club just saying. I'm not. Look, it is gay month, all right? So, yeah. How do you know? Do you hang out at the gay clubs a lot? Do you? Have you ever been in a gay bar? I have. I have been in a gay bar. I did not realize it until I was inside, though. And I was all like, wait a second. Is this a gay bar? I noticed because of the male strippers around. There you go. And I was, I found myself in a gay bar, and I was like, okay. I was drunk.
The mind is not who it is. And that starts...
Amanda says, I went to a man gay bar once and was so depressed. Why? Were they unhappy? I mean, did they seem, was it like a sad gay bar? No, wait, I've actually been to a couple gay bars. Because I remember me and Jess went to another bar in New Orleans. And we were like on some ghost tour. And then we like, hey, this is a boring ass ghost tour. And also, like, the tour guide is a fucking cuck. He was just a cuck, dude. He was just like an absolute, he was a fucking cuck. And we're all like, whatever, fuck this dude. We're going to pull off and then go and dive into this bar. And it was a gay bar. And then we sat down at the bar and we talked to the gay bartender, and he was nice. And we had drinks at the gay bar. Yep. And yeah, so that was 2 gay bars I was in. 2 gay bars, as far as I can recall.
To bring you in a completely different point of observing the world.
John never found out what blue oyster really meant. Still don't know what that means.
Instead of being sort of in the...
Read my second comment, jerk. I made out with a few gay boys, but went home soaking wet. Okay. I don't know why you made me read that. So you found it hot you made out with gay men, and they did not want to take you home because you made out with... So that's... Okay, yeah, that's depressing. I'm sorry. But what did you expect, Manda? You're like, I'm going to change these gay men into upright, God-fearing Christians, and they're going to smash this puss. Did they? They didn't smash it, did they? No. They were probably on drugs. You should have asked them for drugs. You could have gone around doling out BJs and stuff, and they'd been like, no thanks. You're not mannish enough. You're not. I like the mustache, but it's not. I'm kidding, man.
You're now on the top of the hill, and you're seeing it from a completely different...
Amanda says, yeah, making out is sexual, dude. I disagree.
Perspective. And things that used to wind you up and make you angry and make you frustrated and all these things that...
No, but background noise. What is a blue oyster? What is that? What is a blue oyster? What does a blue oyster do? Is it like a blue waffle? I've learned so many things on my time at Daywave, like the jar video and a blue waffle. And, it hasn't made me a better person. It just has not made me a better person. I don't think I'm a more enlightened individual. Sure, I know more stuff, but that stuff isn't positive. It's not good for my soul. And then I have to I meet all of you guys, and that's not good for my soul either. My soul's all like, oh, these people are in pain. A lot of you have some sort of problem. There's some problem with a lot of you have PTSD, like ex-soldiers and stuff like that. A lot of drinking problems out the wazoo, right? Loneliness is epidemic amongst you people. And that's hard. That's hard. My heart goes out to you. I'm not going to hang out with you, but I hung out with Dan Snot one time and I regret it. Forrest Mommy was there, Royce and Mersh, and we were all hanging out, and then Dan Snot, he got all drunk and he tried to fucking swing at me. Can you believe that? Fucking 85-pound Dan Snot tried to swing at me.
pull us into the schism energy, stress, and all the rest of it. Once you
Meta says Blue Waffle isn't real, John. That shit's fake. Prove it.
start observing your mind, it doesn't do that anymore. Because what you're observing is not you, and you realize that. And the more you
Meta says, wait, what? Say that again. Prove it.
do it, the more the
Or 85-pound Dan Snot tried to swing at me.
mind starts to come.
Good. Tell him I'll beat his fucking ass.
I'm in line with consciousness. And in the term of a friend of mine in South Africa,
Christian says, if you are experiencing a mental health crisis or need support, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7 by calling or texting 987.
that consciousness conscientizes mind, and
I'm not giving people real. That's okay, Christian. That's good advice. I'm not going to set a precedent where I'm giving people good, solid advice. All right. 987 is not the correct number you should dial. All right. I want you guys to rely on me wholly as your life and your leader and your guide. Okay, so I don't want you calling up a suicide hotline and being like, can you help me? And they'll be like, yeah, we can help you. Oh, I've been through the same thing, but no. You come to Sulk. You come to old John, right? And for the low price of $5 a month, you can give me $10 a night. You see, because but yeah. I will help you. Unwrap your lips from the barrel of that weapon. And then we will ride an eternity together with some sweet, sweet Kool-Aid. Some sweet, but only when I say so. Don't jump the gun. Do not jump the gun because, I need you. I need you to do things for me. I need you to make more worshipers. I mean, cult followers. Whatever. Same diff. If you guys need somebody to talk to, go ahead and contact me, and then I will pipe you through to Despite or to Ardenshire, one of the underlings, and then they'll get your credit card information, and then maybe we can help you.
the two work together, because the mind ceases to be the fractured.
Yeah, Christian says better help, but with John. Worse help. That's the app I'm going to have, right? It's worse help. It's not even help, really. It's just worse. The app is black. It's just black. You don't want to go there. And it's $59 to download it, right? It's not even a free app.
Schism view of reality and starts to come in line with consciousness. And at that time, mind is a wonderful thing because it's that interface.
Despite says, if I'm going to off myself, I can't say stuff like that. I'm trying to be careful, right? Because, anyways, I'm going to keep it bottled up inside and not let anyone know anything like a man. Good man. Exactly. No one wants to hear you bitch and whine and be like, I'm a problem. I want to off myself. I want to self-delete and blah, 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 blah. Do it. I knew a comic back in California, and he would constantly, Jess knows who I'm talking about, constantly talk about how this was his last day or this was his last month, and he was planning to off himself later this week or something like that, and would always talk about it for years. And then after a while we're like, just do it. Your wife left you. She doesn't love you anymore. You're alone. You're a little gay-tard, and no one really gives a shit about you. So just go ahead and do it. Really? I mean, just so we can stop hearing about it. Will we be sad when you do it? Not really. Not really. I mean, you want me to level with you? You want me to be on the level with you? Not really. I'm not going to be that sad. I might be shocked. But like, not like shocked. I might be like, what? Really? He actually had the balls to do that. Okay, well, good for him. So not like shocked, but like, huh? Yeah, no. Like, I don't know why you're constantly telling us that you want to off yourself like that. I don't care. It's not that I dislike you. Well, kinda, but not like overtly dislike you. I just dislike you because you constantly tell me how you're going to off yourself. And then, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Stop you? I don't want to stop you. I mean, I have my own things going on. I battle with depression too, man. But I don't go around telling people about it, right? I keep it on the inside like a real man. And you know what? I go to the gym and I work it out. I pump it out, right? Either that or I hit a bottle and I drink way past my limit. Those are two good options. One's healthy, one's not so healthy. Pick your poison. Which direction do you want to go? You're just going to go around, I'm going to hang myself. Well, don't worry about it because I'm going to choke you to death if you don't shut the hell up. Hold on, we have a donation. And for some reason my computer didn't do something right. So I have to look up the bell sound again. There it is. Yeah, just do it. Just like, there's the bell. Thank you so much. That was Ric Flair at $5 says, John, I need to know, is Dan Snot a stinky boy? I didn't smell Dan Snot. I didn't smell him, but he looked stinky. You know how, like, although there is another stinky boy. I'll just say it. Fucking Sonic Gino, you fucking reek, dude. You fucking smell. I'm sorry, dude. You should have showered. Right? I don't know. Mersh invited him, and like Mersh was all like, oh, he can stay in the room with the producers. And then no, it didn't tell any of us. And so he fucking crashed with us, and we're like, I was like, dude, that guy fucking smells. He fucking smells. Why he fucking smells, dude? Gino, if you're listening to this, fucking take a shower. Take a shower regularly. Do it, brah. Change your shirt. Maybe comb your hair. In fact, shave that shit off because I bet it's filled with bugs. Anyways, Dan Snot, no. He looked it, though. He looked stinky.
That allows consciousness to experience this reality.
Did Mersh smell? No, I didn't smell Mersh.
And when they're working together, mind is serving consciousness, then you've got everything you need. And letting go of fear is the key thing. And when you get to that point where you're observing your mind and you're observing your emotions instead of being them.
I mean, you think Mersh would smell, right? No, I didn't smell Mersh. I wasn't like in like smelling. I mean, I got close enough to him, but like sometimes. No, I didn't smell Mersh. I think Mersh was not powerful enough for me to smell. And yeah. So there you go. But Gino, yeah, Gino, dude. Like dude. Bro. Like
it's amazing how fierce, and I can only talk for myself and talk.
Amanda says I meant he should have smelled good with expensive cologne. I didn't smell anything. I did not smell a thing off of Mersh. I wasn't going around sniffing dudes. It's one thing if like something smacks you in the face, right? It's another thing if you go up and be like, "Hey, buddy." Yeah, that's good. Didn't do that at all. People find that weird. They do. They find that uncomfortable. But I do it to everybody I meet. I do. The first time, that's what I do. I give them a big old bear hug, and I bury my face in their neck, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So what do you do? He's like, I'm a septic tank cleaner. I'm like, yep, I like to make people uncomfortable, that's for sure.
Talking to other people who've been through it, fear starts to leave you. Because what is there to fear when you've reached that point, not only of realization, but of observing the world from a point of view of that which is always had?
Ric Flair says Frozen smells like soy sauce and tempura. Frozen didn't smell. Frozen didn't smell. I was in close proximity with Frozen, and he did not smell. But it's funny that you say that, because if I had to put a smell on Frozen, I would say it smelled like Chinese food or some sort of Asian dish. I'm not kidding. He didn't smell bad, right? But like tempura is not that far off. Not that far off. This is only because I was in close proximity with Frozen for a lot of time. So I would say tempura is pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. He didn't smell, but if I had to say he smelled like something, because I did smell him, it would be tempura-esque.
Has been, always will be, infinite consciousness.
Ric Flair says Celestials lack sweat glands. That can't be true. That's not true. That's not really. Do they lick their paws like a dog? Or do they pant? How do they cool their bodies? He wasn't rolling in a mud pit like a pig, right? He had to have sweat. He just had to have, right? I've never seen a sweaty Asian, though. Never. His name is Frozen, though, so.
This eternal consciousness, which is what we are. The other thing that...
Amanda says Asian women's vaginas smell horrible after they leave the bathroom. Yuck. Okay. That I have like a lot of questions about that. Like, so why do you specifically know that? And do you like, because man, I mean, don't take offense to this, but you're kind of a gross bitch. So were you going in and like putting your face in the bowl? Or were you like really inhaling deeply after some Asian bitch walked out? Did you smell her butt? I'm wondering. And then what did it smell like? It did not smell like tempura. What did it smell like? Was it like blowing my mind, Manda? Blowing my mind. I mean, it doesn't blow my mind that Asians had stinky snatches. That doesn't like blow my mind. But you commenting on it and like asserting that fact to me is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting that you would have that kind of information. I appreciate it. I do. But how did you get it? How did you get that information? Do women like trade like little, you know, those perfume sticks they give you like at the mall, like little perfume sticks? Do you take those and like just you vab it and then like trade it with other bitches? I would. I would like have a bunch of them and keep them in my purse. Every time I met a new bitch, I'd be like, here's my stank. And then they'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, you're ovulating. I'd be like, yeah. Toss my hair. And then they just give me theirs, and I'm like, oh, your pH is off. And she'd be like, yeah, I have a UTI. I'd be like, yeah. UT. Yeah. For about a week now, huh?
It holds us in servitude is insecurity.
Man, it says Hispanic pussy smells the worst. Do you have like a bunch of these vab swabs? The vab swabs? Vag swabs? Right? With like bitches' faces on it. This is a good idea. I don't know why you don't do that. Right? It's like dogs smelling each other's assholes. You guys know. I mean, like, come on. You guys have to do that. Right? Right? That's $1 million idea. I don't know why you guys don't do that. You can learn so much from each other. You really could, right? And then like you can get famous ones. You'd be like, oh, this is Megan Fox's Vab Swap. And then you're like, oh my God. Wow, that is lush. Right? That is fancy. There's Emma Watson. Oh, there's like a fruitiness behind it. Oh, Greta Thunberg. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave that in the Oprah Winfrey file.
How many people are always put a mass to the world?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit the bell. Hold on. Where's the bell? Where's my bell? There we go. Okay, so Christian gave $2 and he says COD in 2025 and gave a YouTube link, and I will play that in a second. Amanda says, here, I'll give you a second bell. I don't want to stiff anybody on the bell. And then Amanda gave $10 and she says, get Jess on. She knows what I'm talking about. If she pops her head in, then she can, yeah. But otherwise, I can't go get her because she's probably breastfeeding our baby. So, you know. So, send us your Vab Swabs. Send us here. Here you go. Vab Swab. That says 311, by the way. Send it to her, and then I'll make Jess smell them all and see if you can guess who it is. You guys send me, and then you with like your name and stuff, and then I'll be like, okay, guess who this is? And then she'll be like, this is Manda, and I'll be like, you got it right, and I'll be like, how'd you know? And then she'll be like, because she's the only one that would do this, and I'll be like, that's a good point. That's a good point. COD ballerina trailer. Oh, God. Okay, fine. I'll watch it. I wonder what her Vab Swab tastes like. Smells like. It tastes. I bet that ballerina movie is probably going to be good. But I hate these Mary Sue girl power bullshit movies, right? Most of the time they suck nards, dude. I think this one might be good. But now they're just pumping it up with a COD. I'm not going to get the fucking COD. I don't even play Black Ops 6. It sucks. It sucks. And I already went through all the reasons why it sucks, all right? And this is just going to suck too. Boo. It'd be pretty funny if they like nerfed her aim really bad though. Like if in COD they just made her aim like super terrible. I can't hit shit with her. That'd be sick though, right? Because if somebody was if somebody was a ballerina main and they were really good with her, that would be something. People would be like, oh, that dude's like a ballerina main and he fucking stomps with her. Because no one can play her because like her accuracy stats are garbage. Amanda says, I hate short women. They're fucking annoying. Yeah, I do too. They're fucking annoying. Jess is like 5'7". She's like pretty tall for a girl. And then she wears like 2-inch heels all the time. So it's like, I'm like, you always gotta, she's a pretty tall bitch. Yeah, but the short ones, like the ones that are like 5'1", 5'2", and they have all that attitude. I'm like, and then she's like, oh, I need a guy that's 6'5" minimum. Okay, well, I mean, you might get one that's 6'5", but he's going to be a fucking goober. Because, like, I've known tall dudes, pretty tall dudes. And like some of them are cool. A lot of them aren't. And like when they date the girl who's like fucking 5'2", 5'1", they're usually fucking nerds, dude. They're usually just a tall, like fucking, not even a dad bod, but like just skinny fat. Just nerd. They're just not, but hey, I mean, if you have the genetics to be 5'1", you want to counteract that the best you can. I understand that. And you're both kind of nightmares. You're both kind of nightmares. You more so than him. He's kind of cool, right? But he's just a little bit of a nerd. If he was like any shorter, he wouldn't get laid no matter what. But like you are a nightmare. You are a nightmare woman. And I want to punch you real good. Pop. Like that. Pop. But I'm not going to do that, even though it would feel like amazing. But shut the fuck up. Okay? Just shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear from you ever. Ever, ever, ever. No one wants to hear you. I'm so drunk I had 5 light beers. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Please? For all of us. For all of us. You don't hear short dudes doing that. You don't. No, like the only thing you hear out of short dudes is pretty much nothing besides I'm going to put a gun in my mouth. And I'm like, yeah, you do you, bud. You do you. I mean, God cursed you for being 5'4", and I feel you. That sucks. There's nothing anybody can do for you. I mean, you can get that Justin Bieber surgery where they break your legs and then string them out, but then you just have like long legs. But hey, man, it works for him. It might work for you. That's just like 2 years of healing and then like, I don't know, like $90,000 to fix. That's tough. That's tough. But a lot of times they develop, dude, I've known short guys that absolutely fucking slay puss. Slay puss. They just develop, I mean, they can be fucking assholes though. They really can. They can be fucking jerks. But women don't understand the difference. They don't. Thank God women are easy to trick. I mean, really, he did us a solid on that one. Sure, they're crazy. They're crazy and they're like pretty difficult to control. But boy, are they easy to trick. Not actual gameplay. Well, thanks for showing me that. Why did you show me that? Wait, why did you show me not actual gameplay? Hold on. Not actual gameplay. Why'd you show me that? You just showed me a thing that was kind of loosely representative of that. And so I'm going to be like, I'm going to play this game and be like, oh, I'm a badass chick. But no, I don't get to be a badass chick. My accuracy stats are all nerfed and I'm crying all the time. Right? Wouldn't it be funny if your character once a month just was like, and she went crazy? I'm fucking hungry! Man! And then shot up a preschool or something? Honey. Amanda has something she wants to tell you. Amanda, what was it? What were you talking about? I wasn't listening to you. Get Jess on. She knows what I'm talking about. Oh, she was talking about how Asian chicks snatches stink and then Hispanic chicks have the worst smelling snatch.
I would never smell a Hispanic chick snatch.
That's why I'm like, Mando, what are you doing? You going into the bathroom and you like licking toilet seats?
And same with Asian. I don't think I'd ever. No.
You don't. So how do you smell these snatches? How are you? Because I was pitching an idea where like women would trade their, I called them vab swabs, where they would like dip. You know those things at the mall where they like put perfume on them, like little paper cards.
Yes.
Women would like dip a bunch of those, and then they would trade them, like Pokemon cards.
But why?
So you can get to know. You know, you're like, oh, look.
I don't want to know what
just
my
like-
friend's pussy smells like.
Well, it doesn't have to be your friend. It could be like Megan Fox.
I
Or
definitely
it could
don't want to know what her
it could
pussy
be
smells like.
Greta Thunberg, right? That one's an earthy kind of. it's a real earthy.
No, I bet it has some stank on it.
Yeah, stank, right? That
Okay.
is.
Okay.
There's
so
no paraffins in there.
So what she's saying is in the bathroom. Okay, so I don't know, Amanda, but
Ric Flair says Pussymon cards. Gotta catch 'em all. Ooh, there's gonna be some with like herpes on them too, right? And so a bunch of bitches are gonna get nose herpes and be like, "Oh, you got that. You got that."
What do you think they'd get recalled though if they had the herpes?
Who's gonna recall them? No, you get what you get.
There's no regulation.
No, there's no regular. Who's gonna be the VAB checker, the VAB swab checker? Right? He's just gonna go. No, you trade it amongst yourselves, and you like be like, "Hey, bitch, can you send me your VAB swab?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And then she puts it in a little envelope and licks the envelope. You know?
Okay.
And then you just sends it off, or you just trade it in person, like you guys are at brunch, and then she's like, "Here."
That's what all the ladies do. at brunch.
Right? I can smell.
Girls'
I
night.
can smell it.
I have the card.
Yeah. And then you all trade it, and then the purse, then you just like look in your purse, and then you dump it out, and there's just a billion samples.
Okay, wait. But to Amanda's point,
What? She had a point?
old women, definitely, like, when they go to the bathroom, it does not smell good. When I worked at TJ Maxx, we had all these old lady shoppers come in, and boy, would they blow up the bathroom. I mean,
Yeah.
ugh,
Yep.
God, it was
Just wrecking shop.
disgusting.
Right. She's like, I don't have to clean my own bathroom now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh,
Now I'm going to go buy my Hummels,
I didn't.
my little figurines, right? I'm going to make it rain dookie in here. And then I'm going to go buy cute little figurines like I'm a dainty girl.
and then I'm gonna ask for money off of this figurine that's $2.99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the worst.
And then I'm going to cause a problem and ask for a manager after blowing up your fucking bathroom.
Okay, Amanda's like, I must know. I don't know. I don't know. When I go to the bathroom, I go to the bathroom. I try not to smell too much. Actually.
Oh, look, she's repping Hecklefish. She's got the heck. We love you, AJ.
Yeah,
We're big fans. Big fans.
Yeah, I wear this all the time.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. You should have zip-up hoodies. I need zip-up
I'm not a gang member, so I do this. These are my gang signs.
That just looks like you're an autistic person stimming.
It's kind of true. It's kind of true. But anyways, this is why Jess married me, because I can do this.
It's not bad. You know, I mean, we shouldn't talk about. Okay.
Your Vab swab? $15 and I'll sell you one.
No.
$15.
At least, okay. Listen.
She's into it now.
Hey,
What?
y'all want to know what spring water smells like? Cause
Get out. Get out. Anyways. She's so unprofessional. What?
What'd you say?
I said you're unprofessional. Because you're a woman. Duh.
It's not who they really are.
Amanda says I'll send mine for free. Do it. I dare you. Do it. Send it. Send it and I will make Jess smell it. Fucking do it. I'm not even fucking kidding you. Here. Wait. It says 311. Send it and I'll make Jess smell it. Completely. I'll just be like, here, smell this. I won't even tell her.
What they think other people think they should be. So instead of putting ourselves to the world, we put this mass to the world that we think is acceptable to the world.
Cheddar says Greta smells like compost. Ew. Yuck. Yucky. Yeah, Greta would smell bad. I mean, there'd be some bad ones. You'd get some rare collector's edition, though. You get like the Bonnie Blue, and it'd be like all melted and shit. Right? It'd be like, oh my God, it's so thick. What the fuck happened to it? Childhood trauma happened to it. That's self-harm. That's what that is. That's self-harm. And you take up 600 guys in a day, that's self-harm. Somebody should stop that girl. You know, she's only 25. She looks like she's 50. She looks like she's 50 years old because she's getting ran through like the finish line at the Boston Marathon. And getting blown up by brown guys, right? Dude.
World. Consciousness does not do insecurity, and
Dude.
it certainly doesn't do putting masks on to fulfill other people's perceptions of what you should be.
Amanda says Bonnie Blue has a huge clit. How do you know? How do you know that? I didn't know she had like a porn of her. I wouldn't watch it anyway. Not even for like the morbid curiosity. Because first of all, she is not attractive. She is mid as fuck. And second of all, it has to be a disaster. It's got to be like Palestine, Ohio in there. It's just chemically. Blech. And the smell is probably the same.
Consciousness is all possibility.
Amanda says, I've looked her up. I watch porn, so what? I'm not judging you. Wait, yeah, I am. Don't watch porn. Fucking porn is for cucks. Porn is 100% for cucks. You're a girl, so it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't, but like if you're a guy, don't watch porn because porn is for fucking cucks. And it's a weapon. It's a weapon against societies. And if you watch porn, you're kind of a queer. That's what it is. Boom.
It is all potential. You know, people think about,
Scott says Bonnie Blue equals bioweapon. Yeah, dude. So nobody... Ugh. I mean, she's going to kill herself. She just is. That is a guarantee that she is going to end her own life. We know this to be a fact. And I'm not stoked about it. I'm not, because it's like sad. Because she must have had a real hard life. And she's like, I'm going to get attention by getting railed by all of Pakistan. And a lot of like Nairobi and stuff. Like there's a lot of Africans. There's a couple white guys in there, right? There was a couple white guys, because they didn't have any shame. But holy shit, dude. It's like, holy shit. Yeah, she's not going to live there very long. There's no way. There is no way. There's got to be some sort of betting pool about like when she's going to off herself. I don't think I'd participate in that, but I would like to see the results.
One consciousness, and they think, oh, that means, yeah, I'm one consciousness, yeah, I'm one consciousness, I'm one consciousness. If it's some clone-like state, consciousness...
Strawberry says, oh my God, yes, I saw her pic the other day and had to Google her age. She's only 25. Sad. That's sad. She's only 25. She looks like she's 45, 50 years old. That's really sad. That's really sad. But she's doing it to herself. And yeah, she probably got fiddled by her dad or by her uncle or by her brothers or something like that, or something of that nature, right? A teacher, a priest, or something. I imagine she had a single mom, and then every boyfriend that single mom had just took her to task, right? And like probably a lot. And that's not a joking matter, right? That sucks. That's a bummer. But then she's just like, I'm just going to let anybody hit it and be famous for it. And really, it's our fault for making her famous. I mean, not my personal fault, but like the world's fault in general for being like, yeah, okay, do it. It's like watching an eating challenge. You know, you want to watch somebody eat like 30 fucking hot dogs or something like that. You know, it's not good for them. You know, it's not something they want to be doing, but it's like an attention thing. And you're like, yeah, okay, you might. Watching somebody chug an entire bottle of Everclear, you don't think this is a good idea whatsoever, but you want to watch someone do it, right? Because there's like a morbidness, there's a sick fascination that human beings have. It's like slowing down to look at a car accident. I don't know what that is with people, but it's got to be related to Satan. I am not innocent of that, right? If I see an accident, I'm not going to be like, oh, highway speeds is highway speeds. No, I'm going to be like, well, what the fuck? I'll watch somebody drink an entire bottle of Everclear. Here, watch. Hold on. I'll do that right now. Shoe nice Everclear. And like he'll fucking kill himself. Like he'll it's like this isn't a positive thing for us. But you want to watch it. I don't know what in psychology this hits, but it hits something. It hits something. There's something
Hey
in my
everyone,
brain
shoe nice again.
that's like, no, no way.
A liquor bid to end all bids.
To end his life. Shoe Nice is a very depressed person. He's obviously he's gone through divorces, one or two at least. And he was probably the kid that ate bugs growing up.
You guys ready? Let's do this.
Okay, so, all right, you had to order it. Do not deliver to an intoxicated person. No signature release, driver release, or indirect delivery allowed. Do not deliver to an intoxicated. So what? The guy who delivers it has to be like, are you sober? Because I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be like, hey, can you walk a line before I hand you this package? No, just fucking, I have a schedule. They won't even let me pee. I'm not going to do a DUI stop on you right now. Scott says, watched a noir guy on Twitter chug a bottle of isopropyl alcohol the other day. Send that to me. Did he die? He must have died. Send that to me. Send that. There's no way he lived. Isopropyl alcohol will kill you. It is not meant for consumption. You will go blind and then you will die. Send it to me. Christian says John drinking watermelon wine was his shoe on the head moment. Yeah, that was terrible. Never doing that again. Yeah, let's see the box. He's trying to make sure proof, right? Proof. Just we gotta see it. What a fucking idiot.
We know what this is. Goes out of the screen, it don't matter. Can't buy this shit in New York.
We're gonna watch this. 2% on ISO ain't shit. So you're out there drinking 2%, Rick? You're taking 2% ISO to the head like that? I doubt that. I kind of doubt that. Send me a video, or it didn't happen. Despite says he lights his hand on fire to prove it's real and then chugs a bottle of rubbing alcohol. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it, but I think you should send it to me just in case. Just so I can see it. Oh! It's off the screen. You fucking idiot. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's that quick. I think he's kind of retarded. I don't think he's that quick. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Scott. Boom. Okay. We will watch this first. This is only 26 seconds. Let's do this.
Let's go. Let's do it, dog. Alcohol. Let's go. Play it on going. What the fuck?
Hey,
bro, I gotta
You're
end
gonna
this shit.
die.
Hey, you guys, we catch y'all later, man. Oh, fuck.
You need to go to the hospital. It doesn't matter. You're gonna die anyway.
Screen record. Boom. Let's go. Let's do it, dog. Alcohol. Let's go. Play it on going. What the fuck? Alright, bro, I gotta end this shit. Hey, you guys, we catch y'all later, man. Oh, fuck.
Did he die? Did he die? Did he die? I like that. That's a pretty good one at the Darwin. There's no way he survived that shit. There's no way he survived that shit. The guzzling sounds. Yeah, the guzzling sounds are fucking mwah. They're so good. So good. Okay, that is fucking the Grim Reaper coming after you right now. What a fucking stupid I can't say that. Noir. What a stupid noir. And he deserves to die. And like, he did die though, right? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. John's cat says, "Hey John, please let me in the room. I just want love." Who the fuck is, what the fuck is wrong? Hold on. John's cat. Honey! Honey, I'm gonna follow you. It is my cat. I got a screenshot. Oh, I unplugged my fucking thing. Okay. Oh my god, dude. That's pretty funny though. I don't know where she is. Oh, she's out there. I think she's eating or something. Let's watch this guy die. Honey, look at this. Look at it. Some fucking retard. John's cat says, "Hey John, please let me in the room. I just want." Look, it's fucking bangs.
Oh my god, it's babies. It's adorable.
That's super funny. It's meow meow. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make you a fucking mod, dude.
Don't do that. You know what it's gonna
I know. Okay, fine. All right, let's watch this.
Overconsumption may endanger your health. 190 proof.
Screenshot that. Can you screenshot that? How do you? Oh wait, I know how to screenshot. Control print screen.
Screenshot button on your.
On my, I unplugged it.
Okay, I got it.
I unplugged it because of my Starlink. Okay, I'm gonna fucking post that.
Guys, I ain't playing games.
Go shoe nice. Go shoe nice.
On your mark, get set. Should I? I'm all right. All right, people, I got to stand by. I didn't want to go over 1 minute on this video. Thank you.
That was terrible. That was awful. That's awful, dude. I mean, like, you gotta be in a bad place, right? You gotta be in a bad place to do shit like this. You gotta be in a bad, bad, bad way to do shit like this. Um, but yeah, Shoe Nice is just is he dead now?
Shoe Nice became famous for eating things you're not supposed to. But while others turned their viral videos into careers as content creators, he ended up divorced.
Either way, can you
Yeah.
have your mom start the divorce proceedings?
Homeless,
Because I'm sleeping out on the side of a fucking mall.
alcoholic, and downright insane.
Where you at, OG Geezer? I know you drive this highway.
To make matters worse, ever since he blew up, he was plagued with accusations of lying, scamming, and much worse.
Anyone that knows simple math knows that that puts the girl at about 14, 15 years old when she met Chris and had this relationship with him.
14? 14? What? Okay, so like you're 14 years old and you're like, hey, I'm into gross alcoholics.
But just how did he fall this far? Shoe Nice's real name is Christopher Shoe.
Cheddar says he's getting so fucking drunk. I mean, all right. You have to be an alcoholic to be able to handle that. Otherwise, you will die. Your body has to be accustomed to like processing that much liquor. Because if you're just like a normal dude who doesn't like drink, like a normal non-alcoholic person, if you drink like that, you will die. Your body will go into like shock, and like your lips will turn blue and shit, and you'll die. If you are a seasoned alcoholic, however, you can pull that off. You will not feel good. You're going to wake up about 3 a.m. with terrible anxiety. If you survive. Everclear is that's a lot of alcohol. That's not like chugging a bottle of like, that's not like, you know, Tito's or anything like that. It's not 40% alcohol by volume. That's like, I don't know, 120 proof or something. So it's like 60% alcohol. It might be higher. I don't think it's 100% alcohol because I don't think that would like be stable. I think it would just explode or something. But you will not be okay. For a week, you won't be okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if he didn't end up in the hospital. Even as a seasoned alcoholic, you know, you would have to be, man, fuck. I wouldn't do that even in my heaviest drinking days. There is no fucking way. I had a buddy when I was like younger that like I had a bottle of like Smirnoff on my bed, and like he came over and like me and another buddy were like out smoking a doobie or something like that. I don't know. We went for a walk, and like he came over into my room and he found it, and he just fucking smashed it. We were gone for like 20 minutes, right? And then we came back and he was fucking smashed. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? You just drank all my fucking he drank the fucking whole thing. And I was like, dude. And like, luckily I had another one. So I was like, whatever. And then the next day, man, he puked all over the place. It was just like a nightmare. It was a nightmare, but damn.
And we only know who he was before his
not. Fucking
online presence through his own retelling.
Kabuki says John buzzed his face and got a haircut. Wowee, looking handsome. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, Kabuki, we're trading Vabs. We're doing Vab swabs. So you send yours to Amanda. Amanda's gonna send me one, and then I guess you can send me one, and then Amanda will send you one, and then I'm going to put them up to Jess's nose, and she's going to guess whose is whose. I hear no. She's like, no. By the way, a Vab swab is like when you put like some of your juices, your pussy juices on like one of those perfume label things. You know, you get in the mall, those little samples. So we're going to start trading those. It's going to be a part of the cult thing. And then, you know, we're going to have a bunch. And we're going to sell celebrity Vab swabs, right? Bad ones.
According to him, his parents separated when he was a child, and he grew up with 2 brothers and his mom in a 1-bedroom place. As she, unfortunately, developed a drinking problem, the kids became increasingly rowdy, spray painting people's
What? His mom was an alcoholic? No way.
houses and getting up to antics that got them kicked out of many of the apartments they stayed in. Even at this point, Chris already had the ability to eat unusual things. From
John's cat says Jess yells a lot when she drinks. She never drinks, dude. She never drinks. Like, I tried to get her to drink because, like, I'll have a drink. You know, I'll get drunk on the show once in a while. She never drinks. It's just, you know, she breastfeeds and stuff. I can't get her to drink more than a single drink. If I can get her to drink 2, she'll be thoroughly. I mean, I won't get her to do it. I can get her to drink 1.
grass to pebbles to eating cake ingredients during his home economics class. This became such a phenomenon that
Hey, by the way, hit the like button if you guys wouldn't mind. I would appreciate it. Vab swabs for all. Vab swabs for everybody. Send them around.
the teachers knew that Chris's group projects never got finished because they ran out of supplies.
Dan Snot says, what if I rub my balls on a paint swatch and we see if you can tell the difference between me and someone else? I will. I will. I will. Because, okay, first of all, it's going to be a paint swatch. And then there's going to be a bunch of little hairs on it, right? And it'll be greasy.
Before they could do their work. And eventually, his mother's drinking habit got so bad that she was regularly blacking out and not being able to feed Chris and his brothers, at which point their father took them in.
You know,
Rocky says, my ex-girlfriend's mom was an alcoholic. It wasn't great for them. Cool for us, though. That's cool. I mean, right? Because, you know, if your ex-girlfriend's mom was an alcoholic, that probably means that it was like she was crazy. Like your ex-girlfriend was crazy. So I bet like she was really good in the sack. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Because she really needs that like that validation. She needs the attention, she needs to feel important. And those are the best ones. Those are the ones that are like have like a hole inside them. Not the vagina, but like, you know, spiritually. Those are the best.
Father eventually came and got us. And
John's cat says she drinks behind your back, John. I'm sorry. Well, I get it. I get it.
This might have been a little late since Chris had already developed.
That's why I'm finding empty bottles all around the house. A little bit of that couch syrup, huh? I found beers in the tank, the toilet tank. So she's got a problem. She's got a real bad problem.
Up a drinking habit of his own, as he was regularly getting blackout drunk as early as 8th grade. He also engaged in other unsavory activities that are not really.
Rocky says they were both nuts. It was junior high, so she specialized in hand jobs. That's sweet. That's really sweet.
To drinking.
But also, like, degenerate. Look at look at what he did. He tapes that to his. He has no idea how it works. So he's like, I'm just going to tape this to my chin. And so that'll work, right? That's like some boomer. Is this guy a boomer? He's probably Gen X. That seems like some boomer shit, though. Right? I think he's Gen X, but that seems pretty boomer.
You would charge the neighborhood kids to watch your dad bang your stepmom.
Stepmother, she was Russian.
Nice. Charging the neighborhood. Hey, you guys want to watch my dad step my Russian stepmom? And they're like, yeah. Yeah. Was there a peephole? Right? Was this like Porky's? Where like one of your buddies put his dick through the hole?
Good people.
Good people. How much money did you make in that racket?
I don't know. I was in 8th grade.
Right. And did you ever beat off watching that?
Never.
No, okay.
Not while watching that, but later on he did. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Like later on in his thoughts in his mind, he was like imagining his stepmom getting absolutely fucking wrecked by his dad. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to touch myself because I'm a fucking pervert. Deranged.
It's one thing
deranged.
selling tickets to the neighbor's kids, but damn, it's your dad's dick, bro. Doesn't sound good.
But surprisingly, this wasn't the worst thing he engaged in during this time. In a later video, he confesses to having stolen money from his dad multiple times, as well as stealing his car. Last but not least, he retells one fateful instance in which the private school he was attending was holding some kind of party, during which he spikes the punch bowl with his own piss and joyfully watched as everyone at the school.
You fucking asshole. You fucking dick. You piss in the punch bowl. There's a reason they don't have public punch bowls anymore, right? And I'm sure it hasn't been a thing for a long time. I don't know if that's true. I don't believe this guy. I don't believe he did that. I don't think that's true. I don't think he actually did that. No fucking way. Because the instant somebody tasted that, they'd be like, this tastes like fucking piss. Somebody pissed in this. And I think it was that weirdo that eats bugs on the school. And of course it was this guy. Of course it was this guy pissing in the punching bowl. Come on, dude. Bullshit. I call bullshit.
School unknowingly drank his piss. From 90-year-old nuns to the little kids. Despite how clearly dark this time.
Rocky says, I once accidentally saw my buddy's dad with his stepmom. Bitch was thick. Did you tell your buddy about it? You did, didn't you? What did he say? What did he say? Did he just roll his eyes, or did he like ask for the deets? Was he like, yeah, she's thick. She fucking get that fat ass.
Chris has a very positive outlook on this part of his life. Proudly remarking that he was voted the class clown in 2 different high schools. He even mentioned his class.
Rocky McCobb says, nice titties and a fat ass. I don't recall. Okay.
Clown status on his LinkedIn, listing wrestling and women as his high school pastimes. Despite his fond memories, his late teens saw his alcoholism progress into general drug abuse. Chris took every opportunity he had to use any substance, regardless of what it was. Thankfully, before he could spiral into a more extreme form of addiction, his father noticed it and sent him to rehab. Unfortunately, this didn't work too well, and when he came back, he instantly went back to his substance abuse, prompting his dad to tell him he had to move out. After a short stint living with his older brother and working as a roofer,
Bro, why do this? Oh, for the views. Would you guys approve of me doing this for views if I just like slammed an entire bottle of vodka? I wouldn't do that, but like, would you guys give me a lot of likes? Because I'll consider it. I would die. I would straight up die. And then I wouldn't be able to do that.
Chris had to return to high school, meaning he had to stay with his mom. He described this period of his life as particularly dangerous since the school he went to was rife with gang activity.
Do you want me to eat 99 bananas? I can't eat 99 bananas. I can get through maybe 15 would be pushing it. 15 bananas would be pushing it. Because, like, what is a banana? Half a pound? Ooh, 15 would be pushing it. 15 would definitely be pushing my upper limits of banana consumption.
To the point that the principal apparently had half of his ear cut.
I can get down on some hard-boiled eggs. I could eat a dozen easily. I could easily eat a dozen. But I don't want to like try to eat as many as I could because like I don't know. I'll think about it, I guess.
Cut off. When he spoke to his mom about quitting high school, she had no problem with it on the condition.
Oh, Kabuki says he was drinking 99 bananas alcohol. I don't know. I'm not like versed in alcohol like that. I didn't know 99 bananas was a type of alcohol. I'm sorry. My mistake.
Condition that he enlisted in the army,
But 15 bananas would be my limit.
He promptly did. Chris was deployed to Kuwait in 1991 and worked in the food supply chain.
God, this is like the guy from fucking Full Metal Jacket who puts a rifle in his mouth, right? The Vincent D'Onofrio guy. I mean, dead ringer.
during which time he retells a story about having saved 2 little kids who were stuck in a dune by feeding them ravioli. If this is true, I'd say this partially redeems the punch bowl incident. Only partially, though. He also claims this gave him his long-standing objective of ending world hunger, which is an interesting backstory for a guy who became famous for eating insane things. In another retelling of his time in the army, he claims to have worked plumbing, which according to him is the US Army's name for when you pour diesel into the metal cans where all the soldiers are shitting in, and then lighting them on fire, as Chris himself describes in great detail.
They do that. They burn all their waste. I knew a chick back in California. She was a comic, and she did that. And she did it wrong, and it burst into flame and like burned up her whole body. And she still had the scars from it. It wasn't like that bad though, but she did get. You could definitely tell she had some residual scars from feces blowing up, and yeah.
But his class clown identity also carried into the army. When it came time to shave his head, he asked the barber to draw a question mark on the top of his head. When his drill sergeant discovered this, Chris was punished by having to eat mystery meat off a tray on the ground. Not that
he didn't give a fuck. What are you talking about? What?
He had any real problem with that. He also claims to have been offered to leave deployment early with a Purple Heart after he fell off a vehicle while loading up MREs onto pallets, where he accidentally hit his head. But he refused to accept it so he could stay in the army for longer. On a much darker note, Chris's time in the military was marked by his involvement in a very tragic accident.
I was driving up into the thing, and I had ran over something that definitely lifted up the side of the truck, and I was like, oh my God.
It was a kid. It was a kid he was feeding raviolis to, right? It was just, he came back because he wanted more raviolis because he just left him in that ditch, right? And he's all like, well, now you own me, right? Because now I want to eat like when you feed a street dog, you're traveling and you meet a street dog and then you feed him something and then he follows you around. Little Kuwaiti kids. Hey, I'm not saying it's like positive. I'm just saying that's what happened.
I jump out and there's a soldier laying on the ground, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, I hit you, I can't believe it. And he just, the way his torso was turned, I knew it was just a matter of time. And he was just like, no, you weren't the one that hit me, you were the second one that hit me. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. So there's no like radio communication. I just started screaming help. We're in the middle of a sandstorm. I'm talking like right now, but he was screaming at me, I was screaming at him, blood was coming out of the mouth. And the last thing he said was, can you just tell somebody in my platoon, tell my wife and kids that I love them? And I said, no problem, bro, no problem. I got up and I just ran to the tent, got a MASH unit out there, threw him in the Humvee. They brought him. I didn't even find out for a couple days that he had died, but I had a mission to do.
Immediately after retiring.
Yeah, PTSD. Dude, people who go to the army, they don't come back okay. They never come back okay. Is that some weird MK Ultra shit? I mean, it must be. Because, like, a lot of them don't have experiences like that. I'm sure that was traumatic. But, like, a lot of them, like, just go to boot camp and then they come back weird. Do they get, like, experimented on? They must.
Telling this grim incident, he reveals he actually forgot about what the dying soldier had asked him to do.
Rocky says, poor bastard, what a shitty life and death. Yeah, that would suck. That's a shitty way to die. Getting run over by a truck, and then you have like wife and kids at home, and then like your wife gets the phone call as she's obviously banging another soldier for sure, because come on. Like, come on. Right? And then your kid's just sitting there playing like with his dolls and stuff like that, and like watching the TV as his mom's getting just absolutely served up by some like huge black guy. And then the phone rings, and then she's all like, hold on. Oh, he's dead? Oh, your dad's dead. Because the kid's kind of retarded. So, right? It's like that. It was a visual I had in my head. It was an entire scene lit. And that's what happened to this guy. I'm sorry. That sucks, but at least you're dead now.
And instead of delivering the message to the man's wife when Chris came home,
he give them all experimental jabs? Well, of course they do. Of course they do. Because why not? You sign a bunch of paperwork that says, I will not sue if I die in the military. And they're like, sweet. All right, here, take this. Thunk. 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 All right. And they're all like, I'm sure that was nothing. And then 20 years later, they grow cancer or something, or they just die for some reason or another. A lot of soldiers decided not to take the COVID jab, which is smart. Obviously, that's smart because they probably knew. I feel like most people knew. Most people knew, right? Unless you're some fucking retard. Like, you knew something was afoot, didn't you? I mean, if you took it, I'm sorry. My condolences. But come on. There was way too much propaganda, way too much pressure just for them to be worried about your health. Come on. Really? These people profit off of you being sick. And they kept pushing you, and you never said like, maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe this is actually going to fuck me up really badly and put me into their medical care system where I'm going to have to pay, I'm going to have to give my house to, pay for meds the rest of my life. Or maybe it'll just straight up fucking kill me. But a lot of people did not question that. A lot of people are like, okay, I'll take free donuts. Hey, I get to live and I get free donuts? Durr. If it's good for you, they're not going to put a bunch of fucking, incentives behind it. If it's good for you, it don't need incentives. It doesn't. It's bad for you. That's why. That's why they're all like, "Oh, you can win a car. You get free donuts. You get cheeseburgers. Hey, you want beer and tits? Yeah, if you take this, you get free beer and tits." What? No one's handing out beer and tits for free. Nobody is doing that. Nobody's fucking doing that. Okay? If somebody offers you beer and tits for something, anything, you are getting a raw deal. You do not want to take what they are giving you. Okay? This should be obvious, right? A lot of people really didn't have a choice. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to lose my job and then I won't be able to pay my mortgage and then where my kids will live. I understand that more. I do. However, you're not good to your kids dead. I'm just saying, right? And you might have taken it and you're not dead. Congratulations. You get to live the next 5 years wondering if you are going to die from it. Because a lot of people are doing that right now. A lot of people took it in like 2020, 2021. And now like shit's coming out and they're all like, probably shouldn't have done that. Probably shouldn't have done that. I knew that from the beginning. I knew right after the pandemic hit. I'm all like, if they come out with a vaccine soon, we shouldn't take that. I said that in like fucking April of 2020, like well before the vaccine came out. And I was like, no, something stinks here. Something's up. Something is up. And then all of a sudden they come out with the vaccine and they're like, oh, it's a miracle. It's a fucking miracle. Yeah, take it. Take it. Or you're a bad person. You're killing grandma because you don't want to take it. Fine. She's lived long enough anyway. You're going to, is that what you want me to, you're going to make me feel bad for killing my grandma? I don't. No, she didn't die. She's still alive. But I never took it. I was like, fuck no. No. My parents took it. My siblings all took it. And they're all like, you should really take it. You should really take it. I'm like, fuck no. That's fucking retarded. You guys are fucking retarded. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I did. I got COVID. And it wasn't that bad. It was a flu. I had a flu. It wasn't going to kill me. But it was the flu.
Traveled around and blew all of his money in Vegas. It was only 3 months later that he went through his belongings from his time in the army and found...
Ric Flair says, fuck grandma. Shut up. I love my grandma. I haven't seen her in years, unfortunately, because I'm a bad grandson. And she lives on the other side of the country. But here's the thing about my grandma. I love her. I do. But she's got like really bad Alzheimer's. And even if I went to visit her, she wouldn't remember it. So I'm like, and if I went to visit her, she'd ask me the same question over and over. And then I have to answer that same question over and over. And I'd be like, oh, this is sad. She would remember me because she's got that long-term memory. But the short-term, I don't know if she knows I'm married. She's met my wife. She hasn't met my kids. I do feel bad about that. But again, she is not making new memories. She's not. It's just, you know, it would be nice to see her, but I don't think she would understand. Sad as that is.
Found the paper he'd written her address on and remembered what he was supposed to do. But at that point, he had already spent all of his money and couldn't afford to travel to where the man's wife lived, so he just wrote her a letter instead.
Rocky says, my grandma was badass. My mom was the youngest of 10. Wow. So she had 10. Wow. She died a while back at 92. 92 is a good long stretch.
Dead.
But before we go any further, a word from our sponsor.
Hey there. Looks like you didn't heed my warning, did you, little guy?
Oh, God. Ew. Goofy Boots. They're all new memories. That's true. Right? It's just I don't want to keep introducing my kids to her and be like, Grandma, these are my kids. These are my boys. And then she'll be like, and who are these? And I'll be like, these are my sons. This is my wife. I'm 37 years old. And then she's like, oh. And who are these? Well, it's nice seeing you, Grandma. It's nice seeing you. Good luck with that. With, that. And I hope you're doing great. I know you're not, but you know what? I don't even know why I'm saying goodbye. And I'll just leave. I'll just walk out. She might be sad for a second, like a goldfish, but then she'll immediately forget it. There's the bell. Ric Flair for $2 says, you're a terrible grandson. LOL. Ow.
Having injured or killed another
Ow.
soldier. In the middle of him retelling his army stories, he also makes a passing mention of once having fought off 20 police officers. While there's very little information.
No, I don't believe that you. No, I don't believe this guy. I don't believe a word this guy says. I like how this became a shoe nice video. It says David Icke, right? It doesn't matter. I don't believe a word this guy says.
Information about this online. A lawsuit dating back to 1993 describes two.
Leo says Nana calls you the hard R. Yeah, sounds like grandma.
Police officers being called to a party to break up a
that sure does sound like grandma.
fight between two men. One of these men, identified as Christopher Shue, is said to have attacked a police officer.
Kabuki says maybe they were girl cops. Well, no, that's impossible because they would have shot him. That's the first thing they do. They're all like, well, I was going to write this guy a ticket, but I forgot my pen, so I shot him. That's their first. Because what are they going to do? Try to, wrestle him to the ground? Have you ever seen a girl cop try to, wrestle a perp to the ground? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Right? It's pathetic. I mean, seriously. What are they going to do besides shoot you? They don't even know their right from their left. So they're going to try to go for their taser, but then they're going to be like, oh, well, that was my gun. Boom. Sometimes they hit the perp, sometimes they don't. But a lot of times they pull their gun out, and then the perp just, takes it from them. Like fucking candy from a baby, dude. Just takes it from them. And then they're like, oh, please don't kill me. I'm sorry. I didn't even want to be a cop. I just thought I looked sexy in the hat. Okay. Stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid if you want to be a girl cop. That's stupid. You're stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't be a girl cop. Don't be a girl firefighter. Don't be a girl job haver. Be a girl wife and mother. That's what you should be. That's what you should be. Otherwise, you're going to be a girl alcoholic. And nobody likes those.
and put him in a chokehold until the other cop struck him with a baton. This incident happened in one of the cities Shoenice is known to have lived in, and given his history of being a rowdy
Dance Not says, girl cops, they're hot, but they can't do a lot. Yeah, that video was funny.
drunk guy, and his later claims to have served time for fighting cops, it's not hard to believe that this is the same guy. Regardless of all this craziness in his earlier life, it seems he did settle down a few years after.
Rocky says, I got a number from one, but I didn't follow up. That was a mistake. You should have. You should have. Because I bet they're like crazy. I bet they're crazy. You should have done that. Lost opportunity, Rocky. John's cat says it needs to be cleaned. What? My cat doesn't shit inside. She doesn't. No, she goes outside. No. I like how my fucking cat's in the chat though.
Returning to the U.S. as he became a family man, getting married and having a son. Fast forward a few years to 2008, and his now 8-year-old son made an account for him on YouTube. Chris stayed inactive for 2 years until December 20.
God, I would hate to be this guy's son, dude. I would hate to be this guy's son. Right? It's okay. You gun to your head. This is your dad, or like you have a porn star mom. What do you choose? Bonnie Blue mom. This is your dad, or your mom is Bonnie Blue. What do you choose? Gun to your head. Tell me. I want to see in the chat.
2010, when he decided to act on his love for comedy by dropping
John's
this
cat says, "Oh, I poop in the house." I know you do.
gem of a video.
Our family tree is shaped like a marijuana leaf. When my dad wanted us to learn how to read when we were little, he got us hooked on chronics.
If this seems more like
You doing your tight five, bud? Not good. Sucks bad.
an amateur stand-up routine instead of a typical YouTube video, it's because that's exactly what it is. On LinkedIn, he says he worked as a stand-up comedian for 5 years. I
was a stand-up comedian for a long time. I never say I worked as one. I mean, I guess I did do it pretty regularly, and I did get paid to do it, but I never said I was working as one. I just did it, you know, because like most of the time I didn't get paid to do it. Most of the time I just did it for fun. But I was better than that. I was a lot better.
Point out here that his jokes about weed aren't just for the sake of comedy, but instead it was a recurring obsession of his.
Kabuki Tut says porn star mom because she's not a liar. No. Women are all liars. Pick a different reason. You can still go with porn star mom, but let's not. I mean, even that comment was a lie because women are all liars. All of them.
According to Chris, marijuana is the way he...
I mean, ask God, right? Okay, remember the Garden of Eden? Remember that? Remember, what is the first thing a woman did? She fucking lied.
He treated his Crohn's disease. Unfortunately, due to Chris's lack of tact and familiarity with what kind of content really worked on YouTube, his channel didn't immediately take off, and it went completely unnoticed for a few years. During this...
Rocky Macabre says, hooked on chronics is pretty funny. No, come on, man. That's not good. And his delivery was garbage. Hooked on chronics. Terrible. It was terrible.
Period. Chris got some recognition not for his videos, but for having chained himself to a fountain during a protest in 2011. This protest was over the cancellation of Fountain Day, a traditional celebration of the university Chris was enrolled in at the time to study sociology. There are plenty of...
Sociology? What is sociology study again? I don't know.
Videos of this incident due to how unusual it was, especially...
The delivery does need a lot of work. And he's just not a comedian. He just doesn't... I mean, like, he might have done a stand-up, but, like, he's just not... He's not a comedian. He's a sideshow. That's what he is. He's a sideshow. He's a freak. He's like the guy who eats stuff. The guy who eats stuff. Right? That's not even a talent. I mean, I guess it is for you just not to have like that disgust, that revulsion to like normal things. So you'll eat like dog poop and stuff, and like people watching and be like, yeah, dog poop. That's not like a talent per se. That's just more of a, I want to call it a disorder, but it's really more of a condition.
Especially since it looked like Chris was the only person protesting.
So he's frozen? He might be frozen. I mean, really. Pinpoint accuracy right there, right? We just make Frozen eat stuff and he gets paid for it. That's what Frozen does. Only we make him make it look fancy. We should put like crickets and shit in his food. He'll eat that.
While the rest of the people there were just looking at him in awe. In one of the interviews he did during this time, without any prompt from the interviewer, he started talking about how he wasn't doing this to promote himself, since he had already published a book and was about to go on a comedy tour, neither of which I was able to find
Did Frozen do his fry challenge yet? I don't think so.
Anything about. However, as soon as the topic of his YouTube channel came up, he
unless he did it last Friday, because I wasn't on the show on Friday, because Jess wanted to go do an exercise class, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll watch the kids. You go do an exercise class with your bitches. That's fine. Do it. And then she went, and she's like, for like 2 days afterwards, she's like, oh, my core, it's so sore. And I'm like, okay. Okay.
Immediately started giving the little audience that had gathered around him a performative autobiography, almost as if this was the plan all along. Even this early on, some people were pointing out that Chris had a tendency to bend the truth to get his point.
Yeah. He seems like a liar. He seems like he's full of shit. Seems like a fucking liar.
Across. But due to how obscure of a personality he was, it was an uphill battle to expose it. Based on the way he carried himself, this was, without a doubt, a publicity stunt to promote his YouTube channel. In an article written about his protest, it said he brought 2 adult diapers, a bottle of water, and no food, claiming he would stay there for 3 days without eating anything. He also added that he couldn't free himself as he had given the handcuff keys to a friend who would only arrive once the 3 days had elapsed. Unsurprisingly, he was gone within 1 day, but his goal was actually met since the link to his YouTube channel was featured in the updated article. By 2012, Shoe Nice had officially exploded in popularity. And this is proved by the fact there was a Jaltoid video about him, which at the time meant you were a certified big deal.
Never heard of Jaltoid, but it has 870K views. But I don't know. This is early internet stuff. I wasn't like an early internet guy. I wasn't on the internet. I was out doing stuff. I was like doing stuff. I would go to the river and I would hang out with people. I wasn't like hanging out on the internet. The internet was around. I just wasn't on it. And I'm not saying that because I was like cool or anything like that. I just don't get these early references of the internet.
You guys remember when animation channels were massive all over YouTube? I kind of miss it a lot. The West has fallen. Anyway, his videos were getting extremely popular, although I can't show a lot of the most popular ones because they'd violate the current terms of service because they technically depict dangerous acts. To put it simply, Chris ate things he...
What? Seriously? I just watched him drink... I just watched him drink an entire bottle of Everclear. Is this not the same thing anymore? Is it not like that? Because there's no way... I'm surprised he survived it.
Wasn't supposed to eat, some of which could kill an average person. As his videos...
Right, kill the average person. That would kill me. That would kill me. I would die.
Got traction from legacy media outlets like True TV's World's Dumbest and Vice Media.
Despite says I didn't get into the internet shit until my mid-30s. When did I get into the internet? I mean, I guess I wasn't... I'm still not. I'm just still not into the internet. I do this because I like talking and making jokes and stuff like that. But I used to do this on a stage in front of actual people. But now I have kids, and so I have to do it here in my office. To you guys. To you guys.
Yeah, thousands of people were now getting to watch this man eat.
I have a good time. I hope you guys have a good time too. You know, we all hang out. We have some jokes. You know, we do dangerous stuff together. There's a sex aspect to it. We vab.
Rolls of toilet paper, drink rubbing alcohol, eat tampons, and many other inedible...
Ric Flair says, John, your cat is shitting in my yard again. Shoot her. You can't hit her. She's like a shadow. I swear she teleports. She goes around, and apparently she can type and like make Rumble accounts and shit now too. I had no idea. I thought she just pissed on things and bitched at me.
Items that would make pretty much anyone gag. He also
John's cat, here she is. She says, John used to be on E-Bombs World a lot back in the day. I know what E-Bombs World is, but I don't even know what was that the one where they had like people's heads getting cut off and shit?
also took part in an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, where we get early signs that maybe because
Forrest Mommy says smart pussy. She is. She is a smart pussy.
becoming famous wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. For example, he got called out on his
Kabuki says, hi, John's cat. You're very pretty. She loves that. She loves compliments. Eats them up. Like that. And then she bites me for some fucking reason.
Mountain Day stunt, and not only admitted that it was just a stunt for publicity, but also added that the reason he
says that was Rotten. That's right. Rotten.com. Rotten.com. That's the one where people got like their head cut off and shit. And like, you know, you watch somebody walk into a helicopter blade or something. Yeah. I thought that was the internet. I thought that's all the internet was for. I thought it was just like you watched like you saw like Tub Girl. Do you guys remember Tub Girl? The poop, she's pooping on herself, and then people dying horrifically, and I was like, oh, that's the internet. Well, that's the internet. I don't need that. I don't need any of that. I don't need that.
did it was because he wanted to quit university anyway. In a much more concerning development, after a few comments after...
Yeah, Leo says jarring anus. There's a lot of... So, the two girls, one cup, the jar and the anus thing, yeah. So I was like, oh, the internet is for people that are like that. Huh. That's something new. I didn't really need to know, but now I know it. And then, yeah, sometimes if I need my fix, I'll go on and I'll watch somebody get their head sawed off by, like, Al-Qaeda or something if I'm in the mood. I usually wasn't.
Asked about it, Chris confirms that he's no longer with his wife and she had kicked him out
don't fucking cheddar
of the house. Coinciding with this are accusations...
I don't like watching that shit. It's not for me. Like, I can see it on Twitter, like, from Ukraine, people getting blown up by drones and, like, some guy getting his chest opened up by a grenade and stuff. I could see that. I don't need to. I know what the gist of it is. And, like, I understand. Because we talked about this earlier, about, like, the whole car crash. You slow down and you look. And sometimes I do want to look at it, but I know it's not, like, good for my soul. So... I kind of try to avoid it.
That he was scamming.
But there's a whole best gore is like, that's like bad, dude. That's like, I'm not going to say it's worse than porn, but it's got to be on a very similar level. It's got to take something from you.
His followers on Facebook, asking for money and claiming he was broke and couldn't afford food, only to quickly renege on his promise to pay them back and boast about having spent all the donated money on alcohol and weed, admitting to never being broke in the first place.
Wow, what a fucking tard. What an absolute goddamn retard. What a retard. Anyways, guys, that is our show for this evening. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being part of the cult. I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. That would make me feel good about myself, and, you know, thank you so much for the donations. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you for being in the cult. Thank you for being excellent people. You know you are. So get out there and stay strong and do all that. I'll be back here tomorrow night. And, to do my best to entertain you and make you giggle and laugh, because I love you guys. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Again, stay strong, stay beautiful, stay brave, make me proud, do all those things. Yeah, I will send you on over to merches in just a second, and until I see you tomorrow night, drink water, get a good night's sleep, and take care of yourselves, because I care about you too. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Black Ness Monster 2, government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, roaring like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.